Okay, so as someone who's learning build for the first time, I've come to realize that it's okay if you try more than once and it still doesn't work out. What's important is that you don't, throw in the towel, but you go back to your plan and re-strategize, find different ways of making it work. Yeah.
Listening in build is very interesting. The voices you heard were Anna Wintour, who I love to listen to when it comes to creativity, especially in the fashion industry, Neil Patel, who I have to listen to because of my current class, whose knowledge is also very useful for running a blog, Wuntia, who studied build with me at ALA, and Theodora, who learned about build for the first time on this blog. Today's lesson is a listening activity because the L in build stands for listen. Creative, right? Yeah, I know, I try. As usual, there's a transcript attached below in case you prefer to read, although I highly recommend that you listen to this one. I'll announce the winners of last week's bingo game at the end of the audio as well. So at the beginning of this audio, I cut out the voices gradually in order of whose voice matters the most to me in this current project. Listen. Please say this after me. I actively listen to feedback from potential stakeholders to improve my initial efforts, understanding that, and now listen to this, learning from failure is a key to success. Understanding that learning from failure is a key to success. Listen. So you can hear many people and many things, but not all voices carry the same weight when it comes to gathering feedback for a specific project. Yes, they may all be valuable, but like you heard in the beginning of the audio, not as valuable when it comes to a specific part of your project. So here's why you need to filter your feedback. At the end of the day, whenever we are creating for people. These people are the people we are supposed to prioritize when it comes to collecting and gathering feedback because we are building for them. So by human nature, none of us like to feel less perfect than we think we are. So subconsciously or not, we'll seek feedback from our friends and family or influencers if we have access to them, right? But basically people that we know would encourage us or people that we think would say, oh, hey, what you're doing is really great. I love it. I mean, that's very important, and personally I don't take for granted my friends and family who open this blog just because this is Nashoma's blog and we want to see what she's doing. I appreciate those people, and they also give me motivation to keep going when I'm not hearing from other people. However, it's very important, if not more, that we try and gather feedback from the people that we are actually hoping to serve with our projects. You have to listen to the people that your project aims to serve. So after we test our inventions that we came up with in the invent stage, after each time, it's very necessary that we go back and listen to the people that we created it for and learn what we can do better. And so I don't know if you remember at the beginning of the invent phase, I mentioned that that was the beginning of a repetitive cycle. Yes, so this is it. It's very normal that you will go back and forth between inventing and listening. And as frustrating as it will get, you have to keep it moving. It's not an excuse to stop. So here's a case study. With this very builder class project, because my main goal was to teach build to people who haven't had the opportunity to study it like I did at school, my priority feedback is what I gather from first timers. That's people who hadn't heard about build until I started the blog. Why? Because if my content is pleasing just my mates who I studied build with at ALA, or my teachers or my family who have probably told about it, then I have missed the point, which is to share my knowledge about build right now with people who have not heard of it before. Do you see what I mean? So now apply this to any project you're working on right now. Let's say that you started a YouTube channel out based off your findings from your invent stage because you felt like there was a lack of a certain kind of content. And so you created it, and after the first video, did you actually go and ask the people who you thought needed that content before you created it? Because they are the people you created it for. Did you bother to send personal messages to pay attention to your insights, to see whether you were actually meeting the need? If your goal is to assist orphanages, your top priority feedback after you implement your first initiative is the children and staff of the orphanage. What do they think about your initiative? Is it helpful? What can you do better? Personally, I consider this builder class project as unfinished work. Until I have received as much feedback on each different activity I carry out, I can't fully say that this is my final presentation. Since I've tried out different media like writing, video, games, and today, audio, collecting feedback from each of you here right now is a big priority for me, as it would help me know what serves you better, and then I can plan accordingly because you are the center of all of this. Now to my winners: Theodora Lindsay, at Jude everywhere, and at _ Hajia on Twitter. Congratulations, you each have a total of 2 hours and 15 minutes, which we can schedule to suit us each. You can let me know if you need any kind of help at any stage, or if you need to bounce off some ideas with me as well. Just send me a DM. And finally, in pure listen fashion, I would love for you to scroll to the bottom of this post, click on the link, and fill out a fast 9-question survey with no compulsory questions or text responses, because I know we all hate that. It should take you just about 3 minutes. Thank you very much for coming to class today, and I hope we spend the rest of the week listening, or at least planning a proper listening strategy to use later. As always, please leave a comment or feedback below. Enjoy your week!